Hi everyone, welcome in to another video. Hard to believe this is, I almost said this was April, but I mean I guess it is going to be April coming up tomorrow. So at least I was pretty close to that, because April's only one day away. It's hard to believe that we're pretty near 4 months into a new year. So yeah, I mean it just seems to be flying along. So I wanted to record a quick video and share it with you. Now, of course, you know, if you've been with me on this channel for nearly 3 months, actually it'd be 3 months here in about about 2 weeks. But if you've been with me during that length of time, you'll know that I've been talking a lot about sports, been talking about a lot of basketball, Crossroads League basketball on the men's and women's side. And most recently, talking about the NAIA National Championship and all the teams that advanced out to Sioux City, Iowa. And of course, that was a lot of fun. I mentioned about that. But I want to talk real quickly to kind of change gears a little bit and give you a heads up about potential severe weather that is going to be taking shape in the Midwest, as well as potentially the Ohio River Valley and the Mid-Mississippi River Valley as well. That's going to be taking place on Wednesday. So now I think I'm going to test out YouTube to see if I can, you know, how it works, you know, going live. Of course, you know, I've kind of thought about, you know, maybe it'd be pretty cool if I went live on YouTube, you know, talking about, you know, the severe weather on Wednesday, at least just to see how it goes out, because I've never gone live on my YouTube channel before, so obviously that would be something new. So I've been thinking about that at least a little bit, and so if you would be interested in me going live on my YouTube channel talking about severe weather during severe weather risk days, you know, if things get, you know, super crazy, which in the world of weather that obviously can easily happen, you know, if you'd be interested in me doing that, you know, either like this video, comment down below, or subscribe to my channel. And of course, any feedback that you provide me is super helpful. But I did want to give you all a heads up regarding on Wednesday. So if you know anybody, if you have any friends or family across the states of Illinois, or at least toward the central to eastern part of Illinois, or like around the Chicago, Joliet, Rockford, up towards Naperville, and then down towards potentially as far south as Springfield, Illinois, Champaign, Bloomington, Urbana, you know, those areas in Illinois, and then of course pretty much all of Indiana, whether, you know, you're up around the Middlebury, South Bend, Warsaw, Fort Wayne, you know, Indianapolis, Huntington, Marion, Indiana. If you're in any of those areas, make sure that you stay weather aware on Wednesday, because there's an enhanced risk for severe weather right now on Wednesday. Now, obviously, we're gonna know exactly, not exactly, but we're gonna get a much better handling on things in future Storm Prediction Center outlooks. Of course, the Storm Prediction Center is based out of Norman, Oklahoma. And so they already have they've actually had an enhanced risk category out for quite a few days now across really roughly the I-71 corridor here in Ohio, and points west through southwest southern Michigan, western Ohio, pretty much all of Indiana, and central, and at least through the central part of Illinois, expanding southward down toward northern Arkansas, southeastern Missouri, southern Illinois, as well as far western Tennessee, far southwestern Kentucky. And those areas are under the gun on Wednesday. And of course, we had severe weather happen yesterday, and we had a swath of damaging winds across pretty much across nearly the whole state of Indiana, where we had wind gusts to 70, 80, 90 miles an hour, and we had, of course, that also happened in Michigan as well. Of course, we had actually, I think, at least brief tornado spin-ups in Michigan. And so, and I've heard, you know, a lot of people have said that Wednesday could be worse than yesterday. So that obviously will get your attention. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on Wednesday regarding that threat. We're talking about more damaging winds, talking about very large hail, and of course, we are talking, and unfortunately, talking about some tornadoes. And the Storm Prediction Center has noted in potential future outlooks they could upgrade the severe threat to moderate. Now, that moderate threat, though, would be more so centered around the mid Mississippi River Valley. So take note of that. But obviously, we know from years past that no matter where you are in a severe risk area, even if it doesn't matter if you're in the highest risk area or the lowest risk area, you still are under that risk. And now, at least here in Ohio, the Storm Prediction Center has noted that it's going to depend on any morning convection, whether we get any morning rain or storms that outrun the warm sector. And if that happens, then that would limit the severe threat in this part of Ohio, meaning that the greater risk would be up around western Lake Erie, over towards Sandusky, Toledo, roughly the Turnpike corridor, I-80 area, over towards Toledo, Findlay, and then up towards Detroit and the southern tip of Michigan, if that verifies. Now, if that does not happen and the morning convection does not outrun the warm sector, then of course we're talking about a greater risk area down towards, here in central Ohio. But no matter where you are, now particularly if you're in that risk area, and of course there are a lot of college universities that are across the risk area, and I know for sure across the state of Indiana, you have Marian University in Indianapolis, you have Indiana Wesleyan University in Marion, Indiana. You have Huntington University up in Huntington. You have University of St. Francis in Fort Wayne. You have Grace College in Winona Lake. You have Bethel University up in Mishawaka. You have Goshen College up in Goshen. And you have D1 Valparaiso University. And Valparaiso, you have Indiana University Northwest up in Gary, Indiana. And there are just so many colleges, in that state of Indiana. And of course, in Illinois, you have more than that. Obviously, the biggest one, University of Illinois in Urbana. So if you are anywhere near a college that is in the risk area, you need to be staying weather aware on Wednesday. So make sure you have a tornado safety plan in place. Make sure you know where to go. And even if you're not in a tornado warning on Wednesday, you definitely need to stay away from windows, because damaging straight line winds in excess of 70 to 80 miles an hour, that's enough to blow out any window. And if you are near a window when that happens, you could be severely injured. So make sure that you stay away from windows, regardless if you're in a tornado warning or not. And then obviously, of course, I know if you're on a big college campus, like Indiana Wesleyan, of course, I've been to Indiana Wesleyan numerous times, traveled to a lot of their basketball games over the last couple years, and especially this year, and will be an IWU student coming up here in the fall, doing a graduate program, going for a Master's of Sports Leadership. So obviously, there's just, obviously that's exciting, but for those that are on campus at IWU, I just want you to know that please stay weather aware on Wednesday. And of course, I'm sure there's, all your professors and your athletic staff, for those in the athletic department, I'm sure are going to be keeping an eye on their phones or on their office computers, keeping an eye on the radar. Definitely stay weather aware. Obviously, these risk areas could change in the coming days. So I plan on doing a video tomorrow giving you an update on the risk area once we get an updated risk outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. And then, of course, on Wednesday morning, hopefully on Wednesday morning, giving you a brief update on Wednesday morning as well. And again, I'm going to test out my YouTube channel here this afternoon, testing out just how it works with going live. And of course, I'd love to go live on Wednesday, to show you the radar and show you the radar and all the warnings, to make sure to make sure that you are prepared and have a safety plan in action and that you're ready to go. So I'm going to test that out, see if that works. So and of course, I think I'm going to be doing that mostly on really big days, not really any, small days. But now in terms of smaller outlook days, you just go to your internet browser, search Storm Prediction Center in your internet browser, and obviously it'll pop up to where you can view the risk outlooks that way. But in terms of really, really big days, like what we are going to be having on Wednesday, or at least what's forecasted to be on Wednesday, I'm definitely going to try and record some videos in the morning, giving you a brief update and making sure that you are prepared and ready to go. And then of course, maybe going live on really, really big risk days here on YouTube, just to help walk you through it and make sure that you are, again, ready to go in case of bad weather. So if you did enjoy this video and you would be interested in me doing a live video on big risk days, and of course if you're interested in me doing these videos, these brief video updates regarding severe weather on big risk days only, if you're interested in me doing any of those things, please either like this video, comment down below, or subscribe to my channel. Any one of those options helps me out greatly. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day, and God bless.